Hi, my name's Grant Thomas. Thank you for joining these set of videos that we're going to be taking you through some of the installations we've made for energy saving devices for heating, for hot water, for electric cars and solar PV. And this one today is all about this big tank over my shoulder here called the Mixergy Cylinder. Let me turn the camera around and take you through it. Behind this wall here is the boiler, a gas boiler today, and this is a 250 litre hot water cylinder. This is heated via gas, via electric and via solar PV. And I'm just going to talk you through our use case and how this piece of kit has been beating our expectations since it was installed. Essentially, water softener here, taking out all of the chalk from the water, protecting the cylinder and everything else inside the house. So the cold water inlet, so this is mains cold water. So this is a system boiler configuration. You've got the pressure relief cylinder there. You've got the system boiler the other side. Then we've got the original factory fitted immersion heater that we use for boosting. Then this is what is the part of the trickery inside the Mixergy cylinder. It goes inside the cylinder all the way to the top and fans out at the very top of this cylinder. Next up on this cylinder is the wiring center here, which is just controlling the cylinder stat. And then at the top here on the left-hand side, we have twin immersions. There are two 3 kilowatt immersions there. One of those wired to the electric brains, one of them wired to a solar PV diverter. And at the very top here, you've just about see the Mixergy box there, and I think that's kind of a Raspberry Pi based solution, but that's the brains that controls it all. And then just to the left hand side here, we have got the actual control gauge here, which shows you how much hot water is inside the cylinder, and you can literally just press up or down to increase the actual heating of the hot water. And you may have just heard the click there, which is turning on the immersion heater. Right now, these two black pipes, these part insulated black pipes, go through to the gas cylinder on the other side of this. Now, if this was a traditional cylinder, those two gas flow and returns go to a coil inside the cylinder. And if you want to heat up a traditional hot water cylinder, you have to have that whole tank at the hot temperature. So if you've just had it, let's say it's empty, you've just had a whole load of showers, and on a traditional cylinder, if this was empty, you'd need to wait for that entire cylinder to get from cold to warm to hot and then to a usable temperature. How this differs is by this little pump here and the technology inside of it. This tank heats from the top to the bottom, and we primarily use electric to heat this tank with only gas in the middle of winter if we need a top up. So typically we use this top immersion here, this 3 kilowatt one, that heats the very top of the tank. It pulls the hot water down. It's a bit like if you've jumped into a lake on a really hot day, you jump into a lake and the very top bit of water inside the lake is really hot and then it goes cold very, very quickly. That's called stratification, and this entire system uses stratification for actually utilizing what is a small amount of hot water needed to actually have like a shower or a bath. I've had a shower very successfully using only 10% capacity inside this cylinder, because it has that 60-degree temperature at the very hot there at the very top, and then it goes very cold through a very small destratification band. So we heat this using very cheap off-peak energy, Octopus Go to be precise. So overnight we heat this entire cylinder using this 3 kilowatt element at the top. It's not able to do the entire cylinder in 4 hours. So what we use is the lower immersion heater here. We use that on a separate timer up here just to provide a bit more of a boost, just to allow the full cylinder to go up to 60 degrees in that 4-hour period. We also have, and the reason why this is a twin immersion, we have a solar PV diverter. So if I take you up to the left hand side here, you will see the My Energy eddy system. And this is showing you right now that on this particular day, there is 4.6 kilowatts of energy being generated by our solar panels on our roof, currently charging our battery. Once that battery is full, it will then divert and heat up this hot water. So this is the Mixergy app. Right, so what you can see here, that the very top of the tank is currently at 68 degrees. The cold water inlet is 16.8. No more guessing whether you've got enough hot water inside the cylinder. We've got exactly 32%. And at the moment, we are heating it up. And what I can do with this little bar on the right-hand side is as I drag that up, I can say, oh, I'd like exactly 63% hot water. So that will heat that entire cylinder to exactly 63%. But more than that, you've got flexibility. You can build schedules. So it heats to 100%, until 4:30 in the morning, and then it will stay at 25. As soon as it hits 25%, it will maintain the level of hot water inside that cylinder between 25 and 30. At 5 o'clock in the evening, it will then heat the tank to 50%. That's enough for sort of a bath and a shower at night, until 9 o'clock, when it says, forget it, I'm not going to heat anymore, until we then get to half past midnight. So we're able to optimize that really cheap off-peak energy to heat the tank. I've got it set up like this so that it's hoping that during the day between 4:30 and between 5 o'clock, there's enough solar PV around to actually provide a bit of free energy to heat the hot water. If I now go to source, you can see that our default source here is electric. But in the winter, what we set up is what I've programmed here just before I started this video. You can say that between certain times, use a different energy source. If I click on the little arrow, you can see that we can choose between electric, indirect, the gas boiler, or a heat pump, which we're getting installed in a little while. So let's assume this is the winter. We need to have enough hot water there to have that bath and shower in the evening. We can then choose, well, rather than pay for expensive energy at peak times, let's just use some gas to top it up. It uses the same smart technology to heat from the top to the bottom. So even though it's got a gas coil inside of it, it'll drag the heat down. So what you can now see on this app is actually the power that we've used. So this is the green spike here using the energy overnight, where we actually only topped it up to 60% overnight. And then just as I've been messing around here recording this video, you can see the 3 kilowatts of energy we've been using. You can also see exactly over time the hot water level. So this curve is a shower. This morning there's then another shower, and now we're heating it back up. Final one is quite a new one. It's called Insights. So you can see energy used today. So we've used 3.3 kilowatts of energy, and it's cost us 39p to heat up the little bit that we used overnight and that bit that we've used today. That's the electricity cost. You can also have the cost for indirect, so you can set your gas cost and how much you've used. We've not used any gas today, so you can see the cost. You basically set your tariff and you can see the cost that you're using for both using electric and using gas. Now, if I go back to the insights and say, show me the usage over time, this is showing you how much energy you've used over the course of a week, a month. You can specify the date range here. Over the last few days, you can see exactly how much electricity we've used, where a gas boiler was used. I must have been using that for a bit of a demo. So where we topped it up a little bit there, you can see exactly how many kilowatts of energy you have used from which heat source to heat the hot water. The other one I like on this is hot water usage over time. So you can actually see how many litres of hot water you're using. Over time, you can see where we've used 224 litres on the 1st of September. Then we had a 500 litre day on the 5th of September. So you can see exactly how much hot water you are using. Such a clever tank. This becomes, instead of a battery store, this becomes a massive hot water energy store. You can basically bank all of that free solar energy into hot water and then use it later in the day. So this is the brilliant 250 litre Mixergy cylinder. They come in all different sizes. So if you wanted to fit this into an existing airing cupboard, you can just use 160 litre, and it has exactly the same functionality. All of the new ones come with a external heat exchanger attached to them. I think this has been brilliant. We've been using this for a long time now, this Mixergy cylinder. And this is, I think, one of the smartest bits of tech that we've installed into our house. It's going to be painful to see it go in a few weeks' time. The only reason it is going is because we are taking part in a heat pump trial where we're having a heat pump and some sun batteries all being installed. They're going to be monitored for a year, see how it works in our property. And then we've always got the option to go back, and we can go back and use a mixture of sun batteries and with the Mixergy cylinder in tandem, and we make sure we have the one next time that has the heat pump. So more on that install later. Stay subscribed, click on the little subscribe to the notification button. Next up, I'll be taking you through our Honeywell system, which is the room by room control that we've got now in terms of temperature and heating. So how we can literally have a different temperature in every single room. We'll take you through that, all smart technology, all connected via the internet. And then we'll take you through some of the other technology here with the other Mixergy products, the electric car and the solar PV, and how we really maximize the use of all that free energy to be as self-supporting, almost an island in terms of our energy needs and usage.